Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here for sports talk. We got a special guest I'm going to bring on. Marcus Whitner. Let's get him streaming on our Facebook channel. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see, we need to invite. We have a special guest, our sports expert. Let's get this going. See Marcus. There you go. All right. Add. Marcus, I see you on. It's saying when I go to add you, it says Facebook having technical issues. Give me 1 second. Clemson by 100, really? I don't know if it's something on your end, Marcus. On Latuan, it says bring them on camera. So it's like I could add him. It's letting me add Corey Hollis, but for some reason under your name, it's not giving me the option to join. I mean to add you. Let me see. I'm doing the test right now, Latuan.
Clemson by 100.
What's going on?
Clemson by 100.
You Clemson by 100 points?
Yep, Clemson by 100.
I don't know about that.
Florida State upsets Miami.
Oh, okay. I see what we got going on here. I see what you're doing. Clemson by 100 points. I don't know about that. I'm trying to get Marcus on right now. You know, he's a sports expert, so let's see.
Um, is he unable to join the front, like join the for you to bring him on?
Yeah, it was something weird. Like when I tried to add him, it said Facebook having technical issues, but then on yours, it showed that yours was available. So I don't know if it's like technical issues on his end.
May have to Also, he may have his privacy settings as far as like what allowing Facebook to access the camera and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Uh,
Those could be either one or two.
all of my sports fans, just hold on. We getting everything ready. How many people can you add on Facebook?
I think it's one at a time.
Oh, okay. Where are you heading to?
Greenville.
Greenville. Had a pretty good event last night.
It was awesome. It was an amazing turnout. I was very proud. I was very proud of the upstate and everybody who was probably from out of town that came out uh, to a gorgeous venue and different upscale event. I mean, it was really grown and sexy. Like it a lot.
I agree. It was a great setting. It was a really cool environment. The music was good. That's what they need. People complain about they don't have like that type of setting in certain cities. Well, there it was last night.
Yeah. I mean, everything is baby steps. Like I tell people all the time, the way this city is evolving and changing, uh, we are definitely heading into the right direction to being like a Charlotte and Columbia area that's being something that can host different type of events.
Clemson football. So you saying that Clemson go beat South Carolina by 100 points? You know, I
Now that
guarantee there's a bunch of South Carolina fans that's gonna be on this live. Gamecock fans.
that's just that's just a saying that with rivalry games, they always call each rivalry by 100.
Oh,
I've,
okay.
I've honestly with the South Carolina Clemson game, uh, both of them are actually coming off big wins.
Mm-hmm.
So the momentum. Both teams have struggled this year to really define their identity. So whoever is better prepared today will get the victory. But I'm saying Clemson probably will win by 10 points.
That's what.
That's not me being a fan. That's not me being a fan. Now you see me call all the Clemson hear me tell the truth the whole season about wins and losses.
Right.
I will call it how I see it. But South Carolina down at Williams Brice is a very very tough place to play. But I think that Clemson is going to come in with that championship caliber offense that we seen last week against Wake Forest. Um, like I say, it's just the people that's been on the bench this season. That's gonna be a name next year. It was like that. This time it was their time to wake up. So they woke up last week. I think they're gonna carry that momentum into this game today.
How do you think the offensive line is going to perform today for Clemson? Because like that's going to be important.
As far as how it's been all season, as far as the offense line, it is a fresh group there. They didn't really get a lot of experience. As far as in the past, I mean, the most experience that line has received was when Clemson was blowing out teams last year. But it's just like anything. You have to build chemistry. And I don't feel like they got that much time to build like the chemistry that was needed.
Right.
As previous teams have done, because it's like I mean it's really like hard to explain, but it's just that chemistry was missing from there. Also, as far as on like with our offense, uh, there hasn't been a true leader to the step up like there is on the defense with Slowski.
Right.
So
Yeah, you see that.
that's one thing that's needed. It's needed on the offense. But like I said, that's a young group of guys that got 3 4 more years to play with each other. So I would say everybody would see the Clemson team that they've seen the past 8 plus years, going back to being that top caliber team. Especially, we still waiting on I would say a good dominant running back. We need another good dominant running back. I think Will Shipley. He's that. Um, I see that, but I believe like next year he's gonna be that that leader for that offense.
You think so? You think he's going to have a complete shift and just the time off season and then come back and be a leader for 2022?
Yes, I mean far as with to me he's carried the offense this season, and that's what I mean. Just like when you're running the business, I mean you're not gonna put somebody in charge that's not gonna perform on it, like on and off the field like he does. I mean uh, even at being a freshman, I was like it's kind of hard to try to establish it to get people to follow behind you. That's in a higher class. So
Right.
and I'm like after this season, I really feel like if DJ doesn't become more involved and want to establish that, then he'll definitely step up. But also, like I said, I mean, I mean, not to speak negatively on Lin J, but it was just I believe that locker room cancer it showed into effect that when he was caught with like the folks being caused there, as far as like the beef between him and CJ Spiller. But
I agree when you talk about chemistry because if you just see the Clemson going back when they had Trevor Lawrence and then you have someone like the ETN and you see that type of chemistry between those two players, it spills out on the field too. So yeah, I definitely agree that chemistry is important when you talk about like the leaders on the field.
and that's why I say on the offensive side, you don't see that. But like I say, I mean, it's just gonna take them more time. It's just gonna take them a little bit more time to really build that. And like I said, I can see it happening next year. They do a lot of expensive. Like you've never seen like their all season stuff. Like they do a lot of team building that I think helps them. And with the whole still with the schools trying to stay within COVID protocols, that's why I still say it kind of probably messed up a lot of things too.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you joining. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Marcus. I'm going to attempt to bring back on Marcus and see if we can go into this sports talk. We're going to talk about this game coming up at 12 at Ohio State versus Michigan. And then, we're going to talk about Alabama and Georgia
Oh,
too.
oh.
You have some, what you got?
Hey,
You got some input on that game?
hey, only thing I can say for all the Buckeye fans out there, hey, this is Jim Harbaugh's year. He's gonna beat Ohio State. Field goal, five field goal.
Really?
Michigan beats Ohio State by a field goal.
Michigan beat Ohio State by a field goal.
By a
That's
field goal.
interesting. I'm going to see what Marcus. We're going to bring on a sports expert. Let's bring on Marcus, and we'll see what he says.
All right, let me get back out to this field and interview the coaches. All right.
All right, yeah, man. You have a great day. Let's get Marcus online. There you go.
I'm right here, my boy.
There you go. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing today?
I'm blessed, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I love to hear. You say you blessed. Blessed
Yes, sir.
man, huh? Blessed
Yes,
man
sir. Yes,
royalty.
sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, I just had Hatwan on, and he was talking about his Clemson team. And
Yeah.
they play the Gamecocks today for their rivalry. But
hmm
what do you think about that game there? Clemson versus the Gamecocks.
It's always big for the state of South Carolina. Um, I know that South Carolina, they show flashes of what they can be,
Uh-huh.
and it's almost like every time I see a new report on the Gamecocks, they have to have a new quarterback, and I'm not quite understanding why that is. I'm gonna take Clemson in this game. I'm sorry, as I hate to say it, I'm not a Clemson fan, but you know what? I think logically, and I think that Clemson is gonna do it to them today.
Okay.
I take Clemson by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, 14
Two
points.
touchdowns.
I can
Mm-hmm.
see that. If you go over like just seeing over the year the performance throughout the year, they have
Yes.
like, they had a slow start, but then as the year progressed, they started to get better. They started to improve, and that comes from just from the if I was a coach and I seen my team and I was able to go back and see film, say, okay, here's our challenges, here's our struggles. We need to fix this, we need to improve on this. And you've seen that with that team throughout the year. So they've improved. The line has gave the quarterback more time to sit back in a pocket. That's what was
Yes.
needed. So you could tell that
Yes.
they're seeing the challenges and they're trying to fix those little small problems.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Clemson is going to have a good 2022 year, so they'll be back next year too for a stronger year. I give it to them too. I see Clemson beating the Gamecocks today. You take an 8-3 team versus a 6-5 team, and you just seeing Clemson how they have just the momentum they've had over the last several games.
Yes.
I know what you hear. I know what you want to talk about. You want to talk about this Alabama game, right?
Man, we playing War Eagle. I got my camouflage on for the game, and I got my black on, for the funeral after.
Oh, for the funeral afterward, you said they go
Yeah.
bury Auburn.
It's what I've been seeing here in the reports of their quarterback Bo Nix, who I think if he had an offensive line will be a dynamic quarterback. But I see him every time he snapped the ball, he's running for his life,
Right.
and he's complaining about all the refs favor Alabama X, Y, and Z. Um, when we hike the ball, the referee doesn't say stop the game. Wide receiver, you go to the touchdown, and the quarterback throw it to him. I don't see that. I don't see it. It's a matter of who wants it more. For the state of Alabama, which where I'm from, Alabama versus Auburn is always going to be something. We're always colliding. Just even if there's let's say a natural disaster, we'll put all that aside. We'll come together as a unit and do what we need to do. But other than that, hate each other's guts. We talk
Right.
about each other, talking your team sorry, give stats and everything like that. But a lot of people don't want to understand that Auburn is the little brother of Alabama. And from time to time, each season I see that Auburn, they have a stout defensive line. Like, I don't know what they're putting in those boys' cornbread down there in Auburn. They're stout, but they still can't get the job done. I don't know what the problem is. Truthfully, I really don't care because Alabama's going to be top notch in that state. So I'm looking forward to this game. And something else I need to say.
Okay.
Clemson fans, I need to apologize to you for a second. Okay? All right? I used to think that y'all were the most annoying fan base of them all. I take that back. Georgia Bulldogs. They are the worst that I've encountered, that I've
Really?
spoken to. I apologize. That's the only apology you'll ever get from me. All right? I know that y'all are in a good position, but you got to humble yourself. There's still a lot of football to be played. I know that you're number one. I know that what you're doing in recruiting. But at the same time, we got a man on the other side by the name of Nick Saban, who's second in recruiting. Yet, this team that we have right now is coming back next season. And Georgia's whole starting lineup, they're projected to have 17 players go to the NFL.
Oh wow, yeah.
For a full reset.
That's a major impact.
I was talking to somebody about that when I told them that Georgia does not rebuild like Alabama.
Right.
Okay. And they brought up, we got 17 going to the NFL. That's right. Now, as your second, third, fourth stringers, have they created any sort of chemistry? And I'm trying to explain to them, when it comes to Nick Saban, you look at what we have right now. The majority of our offense, let's say, are sophomores and juniors. We're second in recruiting for 2022. So not only is this core coming back, you got another set of guys to deal with, four and 5-star recruits that are going to learn and have time to gel. Meanwhile, with Georgia, I believe they're going to be in rebuilding stages. I believe that what LSU did in the national championship, I'm not saying that they're going to win the national championship, but
right.
after that following season, they were nowhere to be found. Their play went off. Like, they didn't have that next man up mentality.
Right. Hey, hold on, Marcus. Hold on.
Okay.
LaTuan say he gives Auburn by 3 points.
He can get a mid-double with a small fry. I don't care what it gives. Alabama wins the game by 3 touchdowns.
He say he get Auburn over Alabama 3 points.
I can't see it.
I can't see it.
Bo Nix is the most vocal player right now for that team, but Bo Nix is not going to be playing in this game. It's next man up. It really is. And you know what? So I know that if we play Georgia and when we play them in the SEC championship, more than likely we probably would have to see them again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm asking myself, if Alabama loses this game to Auburn,
right,
we're actually going to the SEC championship, and we go to the SEC championship, and we beat them, could we knock them out of the playoffs? This is why I say that. This is why I say that, because right now we're ranked number 3, and we become a second-loss team, a 2-loss team.
Right.
Right? So if this 2-loss team is replaced by a few other teams who are undefeated and have 1 losses, and then we end up playing this team in the SEC championship and beating them, how many spots would they fall back? Would it knock them out?
I don't know. Yeah. Because
I think like that.
If you look at right now, you have teams in the top 4 that have a loss already. So then you take a team that's undefeated and you give them a loss. How far down that ranking do it move them?
Right, to a 2-loss team.
To a 2-loss team, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
I don't mind playing Georgia twice here and beating them 2 times. That'll shut them up, at least for this year.
Yeah, that'd be tough. You lose and then you come back in the championship and lose again. So
that would be very tough. It'll be very tough. But today is a great day for rivalries.
Yeah.
Sports. I mean, it's just football, and I hate to say it, but bro, we almost at the tail end of this thing.
That's right.
And a few weeks back, we were excited saying football is back, X, Y, and Z. But you know what? I hate to see football season ending, but you know what? It's close. It's almost time for it to somebody to claim that trophy.
That's right.
You have a lot of solid teams out there, and a team that's flying under the radar that nobody's paying attention to, Cincinnati.
I was waiting for you to bring up Cincinnati, another undefeated team.
Cincinnati. Something that caught my attention. I forgot the name of the player. He's a cornerback. I saw a stat that said that there's been over 1,068 balls thrown his way. Guess how many of them became touchdowns?
How many?
0. Not been a single touchdown thrown on this young man since he's been in Cincinnati. On defense, he's his own island, and that's phenomenal.
Right.
That is phenomenal. And just what Cincinnati did last season. Of course, they they lost in the last 10 seconds last season to Georgia in their bowl game. And I believe, was it the Cotton Bowl? No, the Peach Bowl. Peach Bowl, I'm sorry. They lost within the last seconds due to a field goal. But they've gotten better, man. They don't sleep on Cincinnati.
So
do not. They had
what happens if Georgia, which today we know Georgia is not going to lose against Georgia Tech? Yeah, that's going to be I think it's going to be a complete devastation on the field. But if they do come and have to play Alabama, and if they lose to Alabama, where does that put Cincinnati?
If they lose to Alabama, I bet you to put them at number 2. I bet you if Georgia loses to Alabama, no, I take that back. They'll possibly put them at number 1.
Really?
That's what I believe. No, wait a minute. Let me make sure I got my facts straight.
Okay.
Georgia 1, 2, week 3, Cincinnati 4.
Right. And Cincinnati and Georgia are the only undefeated teams in the league right now.
Georgia loses. Ohio State goes to number 1.
Okay.
Cincinnati number 2. Bama at 3. Georgia at 4.
So, Georgia lose one game, and then they drop under Alabama and Ohio State.
They're going to drop under Alabama because Alabama beat them. That's just the way because right now we're number 3. And then they're number 1.
Right.
So they're going to end up getting their first loss. And you said Cincinnati's undefeated, right?
Right.
And Ohio State, they're undefeated, right?
Oh, Ohio State 10-1 right now.
They're 10-1. You have to, fair is fair. Georgia loses. I think Cincinnati should be number 1.
So Cincinnati right now is undefeated at 12-0, right? But you still got teams like the Ohio State. They have a loss, but they're still above them. They're still ranked above them at number 2. And then you got the Alabama team that have had a loss, and they're still ranked above them. So you saying that one loss by Georgia is going to put Cincinnati up into number 1 or number 2?
Cincinnati's going to jump them. If they don't jump them, something is wrong.
Well, the first thing we got to see is Alabama beat Georgia.
Right. Which I believe that they will.
I don't know. We got some comments. Let's see what
you got. Let me explain something to you real fast, right?
Okay.
So let's talk about your defense.
Okay.
Your defense is good. X, Y, Z. Jordan Davis. Rah, Jordan Davis, right?
Right.
Jordan Davis is still 37% of the time, right?
Okay.
Am I correct?
Well, I'm going on. That's an expert. I'm listening to the expert.
Okay. Cool. Now let's talk about Georgia's offense, right?
Okay.
Georgia's offense, your leading receiver is your tight end, which is your freshman, which only has a total of 600 yards. He's the leading receiver, right?
Okay.
The quarterback doesn't have 2,000 yards passing, nor 18 touchdowns this season at all, right?
Okay.
Another large percentage of your touchdowns are coming from your running back, White. Cook, he has a few, but White is doing the majority of the work, right? Let's talk about Alabama for a second. Our defense has been struggling. The one individual who I told you that I do not like, Josh Jobe. He averages 2 pass interferences a game, right? You got this kid, Bryce Young. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Last season, Bryce Young only threw the ball a total of 22 times as a freshman. 14 receptions, completions, right? Now, this kid right now, as a sophomore, almost 4,000 yards, just 40 touchdowns. His rating's at 92.6, right? Everybody's talking about how Georgia's going to stomp him, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. They talk about the offensive line, how, they've allowed sacks. Nick Saban will have this young man prepared. He's always got something up his sleeve. Hence the 2018 National Championship when the Georgia's defense pretty much set their defense up to stop Jalen Hurts because he was a running QB, right?
Right.
Halftime, what did Nick Saban do? He switched it up and put in a passer and Tua Tagovailoa, someone that they did not prepare for. And he came and he brought him back, right? The following season, Tua Tagovailoa is the quarterback in the SEC championship against Georgia, right? They prepared for him, right? Tua Tagovailoa got hurt in the third quarter. This is when they were at 28-14. Then they brought Jalen Hurts back, and he brought him back. They set it up for a spread, for a zone type of defense, and then Jalen came in and did what he was supposed to do in the very first game, right? Bryce Young, very good young man. He doesn't get rattled. I don't care what you say. I've never seen him get rattled. Our second quarterback, Paul Tyson, I think he's a decoy. Our third string quarterback, Jalen Milroe. Nobody's been paying attention to this young man. This young man, he will throw a deep ball and it'll fall right into your breadbasket. He's also a dual threat quarterback. He's bigger than Bryce Young, and in a 40-yard dash, 4-3. Georgia is not going to dominate Alabama the way that everybody thinks that they are.
Okay.
Your defense can do so much. Joe, think about the national championship game against Alabama and Clemson, right?
Right.
Alabama's defense was on the field for 99 plays. Their players were worn down and tired, right? Our offense, which when Jalen Hurts was the quarterback, he did not perform. He played very average. Your quarterback, Stetson Bennett, who is a senior, is an average quarterback. He is average. He is a senior, but his quarterback play and his stats are very average. Matter of fact, the last season that we played, he went 18 for 40. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. If you let Will Anderson, who is better than Jordan Davis, who is leading in stats, get a hold, get in that back, it is a wrap. What Georgia's going to try to do, Georgia's going to try to keep Bryce off of the field. And they're going to try to depend on their run game. Watch the game. I know what I'm talking about. They're going to depend on that run game, and hopefully, they think White is going to do it. White and Cook going to do the thing, right? It's not going to work out that way. Of course, you may get your yards. You may get 100-plus yards or whatnot. But the quarterback is not going to perform. I'm sorry. He's not. And Bryce is going to get up to do his thing. He's going to do his.
That's going to be interesting. Prior to the game, we'll have to do a live, and then we'll see what the ESPN is saying, what they're saying about the game, and see what everyone's saying. But that's going to be, which we know it is inevitable. That game is going to happen, right? That Georgia versus Alabama game is going to happen. So
it is. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Not to take anything from you, Georgia. You are a good team. But you have to humble yourself. You're what, 10-0 right now? Last time you had an undefeated season was 1980.
Woo, really?
You averaged 2 games, losing 2 games a season. So when we lose a game in a season, they feel need to come down on us because of the expectation. Y'all feel as though, oh, you're Alabama, you're supposed to dominate everybody. Right? Everybody's not.
40 years ago?
40 years ago. Cross-reference me. And on top of that, I lost what I was going to say, man. Cross-reference me on that. But you know what? It's going to be a great game. I look forward to it. And SEC championship, all eyes is going to be on that game. Everybody wants Alabama gone.
Everybody wants Alabama. A lot of people want Georgia gone.
We're not worried about Georgia. Until y'all win 3 national championships, then y'all can jump on us because a lot of people are saying, Kirby Smart's the greatest of all time. He's going to be the greatest after this. Bro, your first national championship, if you get it, does not make you the greatest of all time. I mean, Nick Saban has 7.
Right.
It does not. Like, there's something mentally wrong with Nick Saban. Like, he is diabolical. If he wanted to be a super villain within NCAA football, he could do that. But, this man just prepares. And what's fantastic about Nick Saban, each year he loses the offensive and defensive coordinator bring somebody in. How many times has he won the national championship when it happened?
Right.
He's done it numerous of times.
I agree.
He has.
I agree.
Got to give credit to. I like Kirby Smart. He's defensive minded, but one thing that he can't defend is the spread. He cannot defend his life.
We have a bunch of comments on YouTube. I didn't even see all the comments on YouTube. South Carolina by 7 over Clemson. We got somebody on YouTube say, man, we got a lot of comments on YouTube. I didn't even see it. I've been so focused over here on Facebook.
Ooh.
YouTube is blazing. Hold on. We got a bunch of comments on YouTube.
Yo, I think I made a few new.
I'll wait for the comments to come back up. There's some Gamecock fans on YouTube.
Listen, I want y'all to win this, but you're not. I'm sorry. I want to see y'all win, but you're.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game against Clemson.
Yes, it is.
So we have a couple of minutes before this game starts. Miami versus Duke. What do you think about that game? Oh, hold on. I got breaking news. I have breaking news. Miami Hurricanes offensive coordinator Red Lashley is leaving, going to SMU to be a head coach.
Wow.
How did they make that decision? A struggling team, offensive coordinator, you take him and put him as a head coach. This 1 hour ago, this posted 1 hour ago. Lashley significantly upgraded the Miami offense in 2 years as coordinator prior to being hired by Miami head coach Miami Diaz in January of 2020. Well, you know what? I think that it'll be a good opportunity to give the Miami Hurricanes the chance to bring in some fresh blood. You know, someone, maybe we could go to Alabama and go to Georgia because they're going to increase the 2022 budget and for the school. So if we could bring in and attract some top talent in coaching, you see they fired, well, that's a hard word. They let go of their athletic director, Miami Hurricanes did. So I think this is the opportunity to go and to recruit some top talent out there, bring them in, and just start to reset everything. And to allude to something that you said earlier too, is you see like the Miami Hurricanes, you see their whole team, like the coach, people are like, oh, fire the coach, like they losing, boom, boom. But if you really look at the team, that team is young. You got a young coach. He's been in the role for 2 seasons. And you know, if you look at the improvement over the time, there has been that improvement. But you know, the Miami fans just heartless. They're like, if you can't win, you can't go 10-1, you can't go undefeated, then you got to go. We can't have a season. And I agree to a certain point where you can't lose certain games. You can't come in and lose against like a Florida State team. You can't, right? And those wins against teams that just like you supposed to, man, I got to go back through the season. But like if you just look at their wins, okay, they'll win by a field goal. How many games has the Hurricane won by a field goal this season? Pretty much all of their wins this season has been by a touchdown or a field goal against teams that's like a team that's like 4-6. You know, a team that's like just shouldn't be like that much of a challenge for you, and you struggle, and you see the reasons of those struggles. You're like, a lot of people say, why would they call that play? Why would they call it like you in 4th down? And it's just been so many of those type of plays you've seen throughout the season.
Right.
I can recall at the beginning of the season when they were up in the fourth quarter, and it was two. I think it was like around 2 minutes left, and all you had to do was force the ball down the field, and they did. Like, they ran the ball soft, gained like a yard, ran the ball soft again, gained like 2 yards, and now you on like third down and 7. When you got the game in you on like the 40-yard line, get a touchdown, I mean a field goal, or go for the touchdown, or go for the first down. Don't just play subtle. You had a strong, like a strong fourth quarter, continue to push that ball down the field. But they just playing subtle. They get the ball, he just barely get a yard or two. And then now it's fourth down and you have to punt. And you give them the chance to move the ball back down the field and win. Like, and I think that's what the problem with the fans down in Miami has been. Like, you got to make better decisions from as an offensive coach and as a head coach.
Right. Totally.
So
It really gets on. This comes from any team. If you have, listen, can you hear me?
yeah, it's coming. It's
Okay.
going like it's going.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. One throws me to if you.
Yeah, it is going in and out. It's going in and out. The signal is going in and out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You have a running back all game.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth quarter, throwing a 1 yard line. I hate the some would choose to plant route instead of giving a who's been producing the whole.
Right.
And the watching the Seattle New England Patriots, when I saw that, it blew my mind. Marshawn Lynch was giving the ball on the one.
Yeah, it's going in and out again. It's
Okay.
going in and out again.
I don't know, maybe I have to close out.
He had to drop the signal real quick. We'll bring him back on. We're getting ready for this Miami versus Duke game. I won't have the opportunity to watch the game, but I have it pulled up on my tablet. But I'll have to get to work today. My work schedule today is from 1 to 10, so I'll be busy doing work, but I will have the game streaming from my tablet so I can keep up with the score, keep up with the plays. Who's your team? So obviously we got LaTuan on right now. He say Clemson is his team. He said that they're going to beat the Gamecocks today. Hey, everyone. YouTube, South Carolina by 7 over Clemson. Okay. All right, Kenny. Kenny say South Carolina by 7 over Clemson. Ashley Conrad, how are you doing? Trap Nation, it's been a good season. He said it's been a good season. It's Andrew. Okay, Andrew. Let's see if we can get Marcus back on. We're going to get ready to wrap up, talk about this Miami game. There we go.
All right, I'm back. Can you hear me?
It's perfect now.
Hello?
Yep, we get you fine. Hey, there's a lot of fans on YouTube that's Gamecock fans.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you perfectly.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of Gamecock fans on Miami Nation channel on YouTube. We're talking about Duke versus Miami. So Duke right now, I think Duke is 3-8. Let me pull it back up. Yeah, I think that game. If Miami loses this game, I can guarantee they're going to call for the head coach to be removed. There's no reason that they should lose this game today.
Right. Miami winning.
And let me pull up. So right now we got Ohio State playing, and they're like 30 minutes into the game. Let's see where the score is at right now. Michigan up 7-0. Okay. Michigan is up 7-0. Ohio State has the ball right now on Ohio State 22, so they're probably about to score. Let's see this Miami Hurricane Duke. Yeah, Duke 3-8 right now. 3-8.
You guys win that.
Yeah, they have to win. If they lose this game against Duke, that's it. Like the coach, that's it. Like there's no way, because the news over the last several weeks has been like he's just like on that fence right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if they lose this game against Duke, like I cannot foresee how he's gonna maintain his job.
Hey.
Let me see what let's see what they're projecting right now. Okay, so Miami won't have their top cornerback today, Tyreek Stevenson. He won't be in the game today. But still, you got a team that's 3-8. Okay, Miami could lose most of. So people talk about the injuries. I mean, and Rebecca, she's big on that, talking about how the Clemson team, how they suffered through the injuries throughout the year. That's tough for any team, whether you're talking about college, pro. Injuries definitely could hurt a team. We lost our star quarterback, like in the first game against Alabama. Man, yeah, but actually, I think that was a great opportunity for Tyler Van Dyke to get time on the field. He came out, he performed. What Miami have to do today is they got to dominate the first half. They have to dominate the first half. We've seen that last week. They didn't come out. Then they came out in the second half and was monsters on the field. They came out the second half and was monsters on the field and got right to the edge of the game. Like, they have to come out and dominate the first half and then also continue to play strong in the second half. They can't take their foot off the gas. They have to perform. But Tyler Van Dyke, here's what's interesting. Charleston Rambo is an elite wide receiver.
With a name like Rambo.
He should be on a team. Like, he seems like the type of player that you would see on an Alabama team or a Clemson team. He's that type of caliber of a wide receiver. So we're glad to have him in Miami. What was interesting is how Florida State, how they put their safety in the corner on him throughout the game. You got a wide receiver he's playing against two players. Somebody's open.
Yes.
Somebody's open. And I was just confused on how Miami couldn't say, okay, this side of the field is locked down. We got the opposite side of the field. Let's take advantage of that. It's rare to see a team take a safety and a cornerback.
Right.
Double team, a wide receiver, almost the entire game. That was just amazing. I was like, you got more wide receivers. take advantage of that. Take advantage of the opposite side of the field. So, but we still got Tyler Van Dyke. He's been performing well. I think he could have did a bit better last year on his pass pass completions. Um, but I think he's going to come back this week and do a good perform well. Rambo. I think they're going to watch the film over the last two games and say, okay, here's our areas of opportunity. And I'm sure this entire week they've practiced on those areas. So I see I see you say that Miami by 17. I agree. I think Miami need to beat them by more than 17. They have the team right now. They're playing a smaller team like Duke, right? That's not performing well. They need to go in with the mindset we must dominate. We got to get around. I would say like 40 points on this team. I think it's possible.
Yeah, I do too.
YouTube is blazing, man. We got 500 viewers on YouTube. That is crazy.
Hey Joe, I think I'm.
Hey guys, if you're on and you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe on the channel, on the YouTube channel. When you subscribe, you're going to our drawing every month where we do free cash, but now it's the holiday season. So this week, you'll see me doing posts throughout the week. We're going to be doing TVs, cash, prizes. So you guys stay tuned, especially on Facebook. Follow our Facebook, YMA Nation on Facebook. Make sure you follow me, Joe Wallace, Joseph Wallace on Facebook, and follow our Instagram page, YMA Nation. Marcus, thank you so much for your time this morning and this afternoon. Thank you for all your great feedback. So we will see you next week.
Yes, sir.
What's Miami record? Miami right now is 6-5. Someone asking on YouTube. I'm going to end the Facebook and I'm going to try to respond to all these chats right now over here. You have a blessed day. You have a blessed day, and I'll touch base. I'll text you. We'll talk about this Alabama game.
Okay, bro.
All right. Let me respond over here. Did you hear about Cam Newton? I didn't. What happened with Cam Newton? Let me pull that up. Let's see. Let me post this Facebook real quick. Let's see what's going on with Cam Newton. Latest news. Quick study, Cam Newton growing more comfortable in offense. I don't know. Tell me what's going on with Cam Newton. Oh, okay. Okay, we got some Miami. We got some Hurricane fans. We got some Hurricane fans online. All right, Alex. You right. You right. Miami. Oregon. Oh, I love Oregon. My son is a senior right now, and he's debating on. He plays cornerback in special teams, and he's debating on what school he wants to go to right now. But he loves Oregon, the helmets, the uniforms. I don't watch college. Okay, I hear you. What's going on with Cam Newton? Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you. Thank you, Benjamin. I'm trying to see what's going on with Cam Newton. Drew, what's going on with Cam Newton? I got the news up right now. I don't see anything under the top stories though. Cam Newton focused on offensive execution at Miami. What's that about? Cam Newton, he joined the Panthers. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's old news. Yeah. He went back to the Panthers. Yeah, we seen that. And performing well. He's back at the Panthers. Cam Newton is back at the Panthers, and he's performing well so far. So we'll see how that turns out for him. He joined the Panthers 2 weeks ago. Yep. If you guys are on to the channel, guys, make sure you also subscribe to the YMA Nation podcast. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We do our free cash giveaway, especially right now during the holidays, starting this week right here. We are going to start this upcoming week, start doing our free cash, free prizes online. But also each month we do our YMA Nation podcast cash giveaway. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the YMA Nation podcast. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today for sports talk. And we are going to get ready to well, I'm going to get ready to go get lunch and get ready to get to work at 1 o'clock. So I have 13 minutes, and then we will be tuned in on the tablet to see what's going on with this Miami Hurricanes game, Miami versus Duke. Let's go, Canes. You guys have a blessed day.